Hey gang, it's Tim. I had a conversation this morning with an agency owner I've known for a really long time. Very smart and honestly, just about the nicest person I've ever met. He's from the Midwest, Minnesota. When we worked together a couple of years ago, he was having trouble with charging enough and creating enough margin so that his business could grow and thrive. We worked a lot on helping him get more business. It wasn't actually until he ran into John Morris from Fiscal Advocates and his software platform, Engine BI, where his business really started to not explode. But what did happen is his business is now under control because he has an understanding and a methodology for tracking what comes in and what goes out. He knows his capacity, where his opportunities lie, and how much money he can spend to capitalize on those opportunities. It used to be that he would hire based on feeling, like the team feels a little tight, so he should hire somebody, or they've landed another client, so he should hire somebody. He wasn't doing any real capacity planning. In small agencies, that stuff is very hard because things are not discrete. Some of the pieces that he has put into place actually allow him to focus on things. Some of the things he said that were incredibly meaningful. Number one was really understanding the cost of deliverable. How much does it cost to put the product out the door? And then also profit by product line. They do paid ads, SEO, content development, and website building. He has gone through the work of signing the actual cost associated with a particular business line. So instead of just feeling as if SEO was a good thing to offer clients, they now have a real understanding that SEO, even though it's a little bit lower priced, is more profitable than something else, the primary service they're giving to the client. Now he has a real understanding of how to maximize his profits by allocating his offer mix. If he's got some things that are relatively high profit, like web dev and SEO, compared to something that is lower profit, which might be paid media management, when he puts those things together, it helps him deliver the service that somebody wants and needs, which might be paid media services, gives them additional margin through offering something that's a companion service that is slightly higher margin. That really helps him. It also helps him understand what drives profit. The other thing he said, which is so interesting, was this year, he has grown revenue by 20%, which is awesome. However, his expenses have only increased 3%. That means that 20% revenue increase is 85% profit because he did not have to meaningfully increase his expenses to capture all of that revenue. By having the clear financial foundation, understanding your actual cost of service, your capacity, your profit by service type, and if you're feeling ambitious, even profitability by client, you can then start to not worry about those things and turn your attention to the inputs into your financial model, right? The outputs of your financial model are things like your profit by service, your profit by client, your capacity, or your cost of delivery. Once those are known and it's clear that you have those under control and they're accurate, you can now turn your attention to the growth side of your business. What's interesting is this particular agency owner did not have any marketing budget. Now, marketing budget doesn't mean just ad or media spend. It means actually the salary of the people that you are paying to do the marketing. One of the things that really changed for this guy was that now he knew every month he had to spend his marketing budget because he knew what his revenue was and what his costs were. His marketing budget was attached to previous month's revenues. He was attributing, I don't exactly know how much, 6 or 8%, whereas previously he was essentially spending 1% on marketing and just hoping for the referral gravy train to keep going. But now that he has a dedicated marketing budget tied to how much money he made in the previous month, he can forecast out, because at this point he knows when he spends this much time or this much effort or this much money on something, I am very likely to get this sort of return. And so now his marketing becomes more of an investment that generates a yield rather than thinking of it as a cost. And as you were thinking about this end of year and where everyone's trying to cram everything into the last 5 or 6 weeks of the year, and things are busy and chaotic, what I really want you to do is to take a breath, think about what are the numbers you really need to know. You can put together growth plans and salary plans, but until you know how much it costs to deliver the service, and do you understand how a dollar in revenue equates to pennies in free cash, which you can spend on salaries or overhead, you don't have any real guide to creating an operating path. You need to know your available functional budget. Not something that you put on a spreadsheet in January and didn't look at, but as you update these things in real time, you are going to know, I would really like to hire this person, but I can see that over the next 3 months, assuming everything is relatively stable, that I am not going to have enough margin to effectively hire this person and generate profit. Therefore, if I really want to hire this person, what do I need to do? I need to generate more gross margin. So I need to go land some more business because that generates more gross margin dollars. Or you need to go start adding higher margin upsells and cross sells to people so that you generate more gross margin. And that power, like that knowledge of understanding the difference between revenue and expenses, which then give you your gross margin or free operating cash flow, is crucial. The difference between revenue and your known expenses is what you can use to invest in the business or take as profit. Until you really understand the difference between that top line and your functional bottom line, which includes all of your fixed costs, it is difficult to invest in your future as you're going through all the craziness this year. Make a real commitment to understanding your top line and fixed expenses. This way, you know what your gross margin is so you can spend that money wisely. We'll talk soon.